Happy New Year's Eve, guys. Hope we have a great 2026, and of course, be safe out there if you're going out. I saw something just so sad. That is this clip titled, iDubbz's wife tells us why she doesn't want kids with him. Why she doesn't want kids with him.
I find it fascinating because, like, if I look at you, even in, like, the viewfinder, extremely masculine chin, which is also why I like the buzz cut, because it, like, emphasizes your chin, and you're, like, heavy brow. Like, I would argue you have one of the most... Part of the reason why I don't want to have a child with you is because I'm terrified if we have a girl that she's gonna have all your masculine features.
Isn't that interesting? I think about that a lot.
Yeah, I have never met somebody who has such an eagle face. Like, you have a very strong brow, which is very attractive on men. To be honest, there's a lot of attractive women that have that as well, like Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
But combined with me, I think the combination would be bad for a woman.
Nah. I think you're tripping.
The top comment on the thread reading, I don't want to have children with you because they might end up looking like you. And look, like I said the other day, and I've said before that as well, I'm not that familiar with iDubbz. I never watched his old content. Nowadays, I just see these clips going around here and there. But like, my point is, every clip I see, it's like they seem like so unhappy with each other. It's just odd. And I can't imagine being like, yeah, I don't want to have kids because I'm worried about their eyebrows. What? In what world are you gonna not have kids with someone because you're worried that their eyebrows might look too freaking bold or whatever, however she put it? I mean, that sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? Sounds look, I don't know if it's a lie and there's like other reasons she doesn't want kids with him, or if it's really like that. What's the word? Oh, vain. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Like, imagine being that vain. Oh yeah, forget having kids because the eyebrows might be too thick. People talking about how much of a sad clip that is. And, you know, it's the other aspect to why this is crazy is, like, why even say that in public either? Like, that's a crazy conversation to have in private. It's even crazier to just, like, admit that for content, like, on a video or stream, whatever it was. There's a clip of her saying no straight woman would ever find him attractive. What? Yeah, she constantly brings up how attractive she finds Hasan. She, like, constantly berates iDubbz. I tried to look that clip up now and I can't find it. Honestly, I'm sure I could find it if I spent like a few more minutes looking. I'm just being lazy now, and I got like, I want to get some groceries before New Year's Eve traffic and all that. But like, there was a clip I saw of Hasan, excuse me, of Anisa. I think that's the girlfriend's name, right? Anisa. My bad if I got that wrong. But it's like Anisa talking about how she sees Hasan without a shirt on and she finds it so attractive. What's with these men? Like, all roads lead back to Hasan. I know. Kind of a dead horse, but that's what these people do. What I'm saying is, Anisa glazes Hasan. That's an understatement. Cutie Cinderella talking about how Hasan tries to make her look at his package. Ludwig is there in the conversation. Ludwig says nothing except like, oh, that's crass. That's it. That's all you got to say. And then he still like tries to glaze Hasan as much as he can. iDubbz wants to be the white Hasan. What is with these men? Why is it that the VTuber who gets accused of being a femboy needs to point out how like unmasculine this is? It's just crazy to me. What the frick is going on with these dudes? And look, I'm not saying they should be crashing out about this. Certainly not, because that's also not a good thing to be doing. But you would think they'd be handling all this quite a bit differently. The only credit I can give iDubbz out of sheer kindness is pointing out how at the end of that clip, at least he said like, nah, you're tripping. Usually from what I've seen, he doesn't defend himself at all from like this weird dynamic that they've got where she's like berating him and stuff. So, I mean, there was that at least, but yeah, the bar is so freaking low. And I tell you what, I'm going to try not to be lazy, and I'll try to find that clip that I mentioned a moment ago of Anissa like going off about how much she loves seeing Hasan without a shirt on. But first, I want to take a look at this Asmon clip with you guys. Asmongold on iDubbz's declining mental state. I'm curious to see what Asmon's take is on this.
But, like, I really mean this in the most serious way possible. The way that iDubbz explains things now makes me think that he got CTE with boxing. Just the way that he talks and the way that he explains things, there has been some sort of mental trauma that he's been through. And I don't know if this is stress, boxing, or what. But, like, I remember one time whenever he tried to explain an argument, he just explained my argument back. And I was like, wait a minute. I think there's something wrong here. This is an issue. And I know what it's like because, like, I think that I've lost a degree of, like, mental acuity dealing with a lot of trauma myself. Like, I'm not as sharp as I was. Maybe I will be in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, I do disagree with Asmon on the CTE theory. It's just highly unlikely. It's not 0% chance, but I think iDubbz has been training since, what, like 2022? And he's only got 2 fights. It would be so unlikely if he got CTE that easily. It would be, like, very unfortunate, obviously, if that's what happened. But it's so unlikely. It'd be like the inverse of winning the lottery. He'd be like one of the most unfortunate, easily CTE cases of all time, if that's what happened to him. Some of the dudes that I train with and spar with have had like dozens of fights. They've been doing it for a decade in some cases, sometimes even like way more than a decade. We're talking like decades. Granted, I don't really spar those dudes anymore because they're like the coaches and they're kind of like retired and all that, but I digress. They'll have like, you know, knee problems and some other chronic issues, but CTE generally isn't one of them. That said, boxing definitely does have a higher chance of getting CTE than like a Nakamui would, because boxers generally take a lot more hits to the head than like a kickboxer. So there is that. But as mentioned with the context of iDubbz, I think it's highly unlikely that's what's going on. The trauma theory, though, I mean, that could be. I don't know about iDubbz's personal life. I don't know if he ever talked about something like that publicly. I haven't seen it. Or maybe something happened to him that he's just never talked about. That's also possible. I would say at the very least that's more likely than the CTE theory. And of course, like Asmon said, these things can negatively impact people in various ways, including losing this like so-called sharpness. I don't really want to go into details about this. I've recorded this part of the video specifically now multiple times because I'm really uncomfortable with this topic. And I keep messing my words up or like rambling too much. And it's just, it's a complete mess, dude. But I'll just say this, you know, I've had to make some of the most difficult and horrible choices anyone would have to make regarding the people they care the most about in life. And I've seen some of the most horrible things anyone could see in life. And it's happened multiple times before I could even get over it the first time. It happened again. And then it happened again. And then you're left with almost nothing. But that sounds kind of messed up. Oh my gosh, this is why I keep messing this video up. Let me just close with this. Like, I'm trying to end on a positive note here, excuse me, which is, even if you lose that sharpness from whatever happened, you can get it back for sure. And you can keep on like leveling up from there. Sounds generic, but it is true. So that's all to say that for Asmon, who's worried about not getting that sharpness back, I do think he can get it back for sure. And, you know, on the theory of if this also happened to iDubbz or something similar to it, look, I think he's a weird dude. He does weird things, makes weird points, excuse me. But I do wish him all the best all the same. And to anyone that this stuff may apply to, I wish you all the best. And here's the sad part, though. If this stuff doesn't apply to you, it probably will at some point in life. Because, look, none of this stuff makes any of us special. It's something most people will go through at some point in time. You know, and all we can do is keep on going. So, again, generic, but that's life sometimes. I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Oh, hold on a second. I did say I was going to like look for that other clip of Anisa going off about how much she loves seeing Hasan shirtless. Look, I'm not in the mood to look that up now after this video took a bit of a darker, or let's just say like heavier topic here at the end. And I still really do need to go to the store. So yeah, I'm just going to end this video here. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Have a lovely New Year's Eve and a wonderful 2026. And I'll see you in the next one.